Hi, it's Brent from PathandTarot, the content creator of the channel and the web blog of the same name. And in this video, we are going to be doing a unboxing of the Tarot of Loka. Yes, I did look at that because I'm not very familiar with this tarot deck at all. Sort of an experiment in a way. I saw this on Amazon and I didn't think very much about it. I just bought it. I used my instincts, my intuition, and went for this and thought, hey, this will be a really cool unboxing video. So here it is, Tarot of Loka, L-O-K-A, Loka, card game by Ralph Horsley and Alessio Cavatore. Hope I pronounced that correctly. So this is interesting, a card game, cool, tarot. Card games. Yes, tarot was a card game. If you're familiar with French tarot cards, you use that to play the game, French tarot, or the game of tarot, jeu de tarot. That's another way of calling it. So this is interesting. This will be a very cool unboxing. I love unboxing videos. A lot of fun. There's an interesting thing that I didn't really see on this tarot deck until I got it. Actually, there's a Kickstarter deck. So funded by Kickstarter. Very, very cool. So this had probably a lot of love and compassion and hard work and artistry probably in these cards. Kickstarter is sort of one of those things where true artists in that sense go to get their funding. Because you just do it, you make it happen. When you believe strongly in your art, you just have to manifest it. So that's a really cool thing. That's how I see Kickstarter and crowdfunding, is making really cool projects happen. So that's very, very cool. I didn't notice that when I bought it. So this will be great. There'll be some links below for this deck, some informational sources from my weblog, so use those resources to learn more about tarot and all that. Okay, so let's get into this here. Let's go. We're going to fairly quick. We're going to kind of do this at a pretty decent pace. We'll do a tarot reading at the end with just the major arcana cards, not the other cards. I don't want to reveal to you all of the deck, also for copyright purposes as well. We're not going to show you the whole thing. I would like for you to get this if you think it's cool, because I feel like it is cool, but I don't know. We're gonna open it up and see what it is. But I have a really, really good gut feeling that this is going to be a pretty interesting deck. Maybe it is specifically for the card game that it suggests it is, or maybe we can do this for divination. I don't know. We're gonna see. So I've got a magic knife here that we're gonna use to open the shrink wrap. I love the shrink wrap part. This is the greatest, because once the shrink wrap is gone, it's all over. We do this. I do this in one take. So that's it. This is all improvisational. We're going to be looking at a lot of things with the physical presentation, some other stuff too. Anything that I sort of pick up artistically with these cards, anything I notice, we'll talk about. We'll go through it. Oh, that was easy. All right, so yeah, I guess this shrink wrap just kind of pulls off. Cool. Yes. River horse. What's that? Okay, probably something to do with the printer, maybe. I don't know. I have to look at that. I've sort of set this up so that I don't know anything about this. I have to be able to learn as much as I can from this tarot deck with what's in here. So this is, in a way, this unboxing is sort of a test for the creator, in a way. Like, what can I get out of this package? What can you learn? And if it's a lot of information, then that's a cool thing. Like that's a positive thing to have someone just take your cards and just get real far with them. So there it is. So a river horse. All right, cool. What else do we got here? Okay, well that's it. So okay, so I like to talk about shrink wrap, and you'll find out why in a second. So the cards are also shrink wrapped in the box, so it's double shrink wrap. So what I can tell you is that these cards will feel fairly clean to the touch. I would imagine that they weren't susceptible to any like environmental conditions. I mean, I don't know. That's just what I find when I find that decks are shrink wrapped twice. They tend to feel very clean. We'll look at the cards real quick and go through some dimensions. But this is cool. Yeah, I like when the cards get shrink wrapped. Sorry, I moved the camera. I like that because when I handle the cards, they will feel very clean. And I just wash my hands too, so that's like another thing. You want to keep your cards clean. That's important. There's also a musician, and musicians, they have to keep their instruments clean, so it's a similar habit. So here we go, the shrink wrap is gone. Whoa, whoa, whoa. It's in my pocket. Alright, so what do we got? At the box, we got a little guidebook. So this is great, very, very straightforward presentation really that's in the box. Cards and a guidebook. That's really all you need, I guess. That's the bulk of it. So this is cool. Produced by Riverhorse. So that's the Riverhorse right on the top there. So produced by. So I imagine that's the publication company, I guess. Illustrations, Ralph Horsley. So Ralph Horsley is the illustrator. Game design is Eliseo Cavatore. So that makes sense. Graphics, Pete Borlace, production Dylan Owen, then there's translators as well too. So this is very cool. This has a lot of people involved, at least more than what you would suspect. Tarot decks can usually be one or two people creating the deck, but this seems to have a few others. Printed by Lo Scarabeo, very cool. I didn't notice that on the package here, or did I miss that? But they are a well-known tarot publisher. So that's really cool. There's a lot of familiar names already involved in this. So this is a really cool thing to kind of pick out of the package. These sorts of things are really interesting. So when you got these familiar names involved, it can sort of tell you what level of quality you can expect from these cards. So I'm sensing that these cards are going to be quite high quality, just based off that alone. That's what you can infer. So let's maybe go through these pages here. Maybe I don't have time to read the whole thing, but it looks like the major arcana is all here. Fool to the World, 0 to 21. There's some additional cards here, Good and Evil. That's pretty interesting. Okay, cool. There is, so the game, so it talks about dealing the cards. Larger games, smaller games, optional rules, tarot reading. So this is cool. It gets into the tarot reading part of the card. So yes, this is for divination by the sounds of it. Let's just read what that says. The cards of the Tarot of Loka are not designed with tarot reading in mind. All the cards are double-sided for ease of play. However, for those who want to use our cards for reading, we have added a little icon at one end of the cards defining the bottom of the cards. So this is pretty cool. So really their statement is it's not intended for divination or tarot reading or that sort of thing, but they have recognized the fact that you may want to do that. So that's kind of a cool thing. But it seems like these cards, the primary use is going to be for this particular game. It's a 4-player game. 2 teams of 2 players. So we're not going to get into the game. We're going to look at the cards. This is more of an unboxing video, so we may get into that later. But that's really cool. So there's a game involved here, and it appears you can use the cards for divination, which is probably what I may do, but I probably want to also play the game as well too. So let's just take a card. Let's take the evil card, because it looks like they got good, evil, and then it looks like, yeah, so here's the major arcana cards that go through it. So here it is, evil. That's cool. It seems like it's just a very simple design. Well, here it is, good and evil. I think these are probably like some sort of like bonus cards or something like that. I don't know what the rules are, but that's what I could assume. So they feel pretty good. They have sort of a scratchiness on the back of the card. I don't know. Maybe it's almost like these are fresh off the print, maybe, and they still have sort of card particle dust. I don't know. That's what it feels like. But that's kind of cool because maybe it's a new card. So the size feels pretty decent. Like I like the size of it. Let's just take a playing card. Most people are familiar with the size of a playing card. Just bicycle playing card, no big deal, right? So let's put this inside it. So these cards are about the same width of a playing card and much taller, as you can see. And let's grab a tarot card here. So this is the CBD tarot that I use here. So this is a tarot size card from Make Playing Cards. So this is what Make Playing Cards deems their default tarot size. So let's put this beside the Tarot of Loka and see what it looks like. So it's about the same height, and probably the Make Playing Cards is almost the same size, but just a little bit. It's a little bit thicker, but it's pretty much close to it. So let's take a look at the dimensions in centimeters. So this card is just over 2.5 centimeters, I think. And then how tall is it? Oh, gotta go back to centimeter. There it is. It's almost exactly 12 centimeters tall. Actually, did I even? No, I was looking at the wrong thing. So here, we'll redo it. No, this is actually sorry, 6.5 centimeters wide, about 12 centimeters tall. And so the Make Playing Cards is about 12 centimeters tall, so it's about the same, and it's just probably close to 7 centimeters wide. Make Playing Cards, or sorry, Bicycle Playing Cards is about just over 6 centimeters and a bit. We're not exact here, like, come on. It's about just under 9 centimeters tall, so it gives you an idea of the size of the card. So this is feels pretty good. Like this is for me, this is optimal size. Like I like this size of card. Any bigger becomes a little unwieldy, at least for me. The size, my hands aren't that big. I'm probably just an average sized person, but I don't know how you feel about that. If you like bigger cards, maybe you do, maybe you don't, I don't know. For me, this is like the Goldilocks size of card. Like it's perfect, which is great. That excites me. Okay, so you saw the size of the card and you've seen what it compares to. Let's move this over there. So maybe we'll just... did I even show you the back design? There you go. That's what the back design looks like. So let's take out these good and evil cards and let's just carve out the major arcana cards, and then we'll do a reading with the major arcana cards. So maybe you can see the faces here. I won't reveal them to you exactly. What I will do is in the reading I'll sort of bring them more into focus, so you don't get the whole thing, but you get a little bit of a taste of it, and holy smokes, just looking through these cards is fantastic. Wow, yeah, I love this. This is great. The really cool thing I can tell you right away is that they're completely symmetrical. That's really what it says in the instructions, is that they're meant for playing card use. So there's a high level of symmetry involved, just like the playing cards right here. So if you look at the playing card, you'll see the design. Here we'll use the world, so I will show you something. So as you can see, the symmetry involved in these cards is directly related to that of playing cards. So there's a very direct connection between the two. Obviously this is a game, so there is that artistic relationship of symmetry with the playing cards. So that's really cool. So you can notice that right away. And then obviously if you look at the back, there is some level of symmetry. At least the shapes are all there, but the colors are different. So you can tell which is up and down based on green or red. So that's very interesting as well. So lots of symmetry, very cool. If we look through the all the major, pretty much this is going to be just like playing cards. So each suit kind of just goes through and has its symbols, just like a playing card deck, and then the court cards have illustrations that are symmetrical, just like a playing card deck. So pretty much if you're familiar with the playing card deck like this, your experience through the minor arcana would be fairly similar. So that's really cool. And we can also make a relationship too with the older style of tarot decks too. This tarot deck, for example, the Tarot de Marseille. Oh, actually, I can't really fan that out very well. Anyways, the CBD Tarot, Conver Ben Dove, it's based on the 1700s style of tarot deck, where it's the illustrations are on the major arcana cards. There is illustrations of individuals on the court cards, but then the pip cards, the ace through 10, just have sort of the symbols that depict the suit, right? So it'd be just like, you know, a regular playing card. Like here's the 6 of hearts, right? Six hearts. Those are the symbols of that suit. So it's very similar to that. So this deck, being used as a game, utilizes that sort of artistic structure. So tarot and games have really a deep history than you think. So, you know, if you're just learning about tarot, reading tarot, divination, and all that, the gaming elements are sort of going to be, they're present in all styles of tarot deck. You're going to find there's some level of that's been continuously carried through the styles of making tarot cards. So this is relying very heavily on the gaming style of that, because it's a game. That's what it's intended for. Sorry, I moved the camera. So the intention is of a game, therefore it has a strong stylistic draw to that. So very cool, very, very cool. What else is there? Is there anything else that we can sort of think about with these cards? Here, I'll just move the minors over there, and maybe we'll think about that together. I'll think about it, you could think about it, you can leave a comment if you want to know more. But we'll do a tarot reading, so this could be an opportunity for you to, you watching this, think about, hey, what do you want to ask the cards here? And I'll try and think too what we're going to ask, and then we can draw the cards, and then you'll see up close a few selected cards through chance, and maybe my own sort of forced, what can I say, my forced will onto the cards, my own intuition in a way. But your intuition can still act at a distance, possibly, so think about what you want to ask the cards, and see if they can answer you. I feel like we're going to get a good reading. Now, if you've memorized the meanings of the cards, you should be able to still read with this deck. You could still use this deck for divination, but it's going to be a lot harder because you don't have any of the images that are present, say, on like a Waite Smith style deck. They're aids, basically. They're quite literally, it's like a cheat sheet when you look at these images, and that's really the one of the hidden features of the tarot decks. You know, as you're reading it, the images are meant to help you as the reader decode these like hidden symbols, and therefore the hidden meaning behind why these cards are showing up. So they're aids to that. These cards will have very little aid in your divination, so it's almost like reading tarot cards on hard mode, you know, which is, there's nothing wrong with that. You can actually use playing cards to read your fortune as well too. So, you know, different methods of reading cards, cardomancy, if you want to really split hairs. You know, there's lots of ways to do it. You would just have to have memorized it, or have some sort of cheat sheet close by that would help you, which is what I would do. You know, if you can write it down, then you shouldn't have to memorize it, or maybe you should. I don't know. Sometimes the laziest people are the smartest people, you know. I feel like this is fairly shuffled. What can we ask? I mean, I like to ask this question of the cards. What can we ask? I usually ask, like, show me a good reading, show me what it takes to give a good tarot reading, but I think maybe we should ask, like, what's this channel missing? Maybe we could do that. We could really do a self-analyzation here and get really deep and reveal some things here. So what I'm going to do is just have these cards right in the center here. Maybe I'll just move them off camera so that we can get it clear, something very clear. So I'll just basically draw out 4 cards in like a cross, and then flip the last card out so that we have five cards to work with. So it's good to use more than a few cards. Lovers, interesting. Wow. Well, I'm certainly in love with these cards, that's for sure. I love these images. So here, I'll show you that image. So right now I'll, is that better? Yeah, there you go. It's hard to, see, I got the display there, so maybe that's better. It's almost like trying to go backwards. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, really, really incredible drawing. Sorry, who is the artist? Illustrations, Ralph Horsley. Holy smokes. Incredible. So here's the second card, the star. Ooh. So what question did we ask? Like what does this channel, what's this channel missing? Like, let's, yeah, we're diagnosing kind of the channel here. Cool. I like the symmetry that's involved in these designs. Death. Ooh. Strength. Cool. The Tower. Ooh. So we're sort of in the midst of change, I think. That's what it feels like here. 16, 17. Strength, Lovers. So maybe this channel maybe started off as like a passion, but maybe these cards here are saying something about evolution, changing something, giving up something. So yeah, Death. Death is a cool card. I like Death, and it's really neat here. You can see it a little bit better. I love the symmetry. This is great. Then you've got Strength. Yeah, the colors are really cool. I like the dark brown outline that matches the back. So fantastic, and then the star. The very familiar designs, you know, based on like the Waite Smith style, or the, you know, Pamela Coleman Smith's art style, as well as you know, other older designs too. You know, you'll see this style of Death appear on Aleister Crowley's deck. Frida Harris, her art design is. This is a very similar representation of Death in that style. So this is cool. So what could this mean? So it feels like maybe at the top the star is here. So yes, maybe we will become a star eventually. But I think these 2 cards here are really speaking to the fact that something has to evolve and change. I have to give up something. So what do I have to give up? I don't know. I have no idea. I have a day job. Does that have to go? Or do I have to figure out a way to reconcile the time constraint that is placed on someone who has to work a day job but also build up their you know, their personal projects, their side hustles in a way. This, you know, for me is sort of like a combination passion project, but also a side hustle that could change into something of greater value down the road if I put effort into it. So Strength. Maybe the effort involved is Strength. That's why this is down here. Maybe that it's everything standing on the strength that requires me to have willpower to maintain all this and weather through all the changes and death that has to happen. Death, really, you know, it's not that bad of a card. It's not. I mean, it is what it is, but you know, in some ways, but quite, you know, in other ways, it can just mean that, you know, something has to be given up, killed off to grow into something else. You know, the Tower is. It's funny that the Tower is right here too, because it's saying something similar, but in a way it's different. You know, you're being shaken out of your comfort zone in the Tower. You're being thrown out of your tower to start again. And having been thrown out of your tower, you can become the star. And the star is here. The star has overcome all these challenges to come up to a sense of personal alchemy in a way. The star is always, or typically is, drawn with these two sort of cauldrons or like cups or something pouring water into the water, which sort of represents that you've gone through a lot of personal development. You can think of it like that. And lovers, well, I think maybe that's just coming into play because, yeah, this is something I love. I love playing with tarot cards. It's incredible. It's a great way to work with yourself. In a way, it's the poor man's psychiatrist. That's sort of like an old saying that you could use tarot cards instead of going to a psychiatrist. So there's that to it too. There's that element of being able to work with yourself, improve yourself, self-improvement, because that's going to be an important thing. As we all get older, we have to be able to maintain ourselves mentally as well as physically. But the mental part is important, and so this, I think, allows one to, over time, tap into yourself that way. Look deeper into yourself. Fix the things that maybe you don't want to admit you need to fix or improve upon. And of course, tap into the collective unconscious. The tarot deck allows you to tap into that and see more things beyond your perception in a way. So it's a really cool thing. So the lovers, that's kind of all it's pouring out of the lovers right now, is this sort of passion of what it is that we're doing. So I wonder how that went for you. Does that answer any questions for you here with this tarot reading? Tell me in the comments. That would be awesome if you did that. So that would pretty much sum up our unboxing here for the Tarot of Loka. Incredible deck so far that we've witnessed. I'm really excited to learn the game myself, and then use these cards for reading, and maybe try and play this game with friends. So there it is. So use the links all below to learn more about this and other tarot resources, and subscribe if you got the chance. These videos come out when they come out because I try to make them as with the highest quality I can. And we gotta find these decks, right? So we gotta source the decks out. So subscribe and go to the website, read about tarot, learn about tarot, do your own tarot cards, learn how to read. So stay well read.